Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess and we do these live streams every single weekday. So if you are new here, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Today we are looking at a very bullish Bitcoin, with Bitcoin soaring massively within the last 24 hours by almost 4%, back to that $37,000 range. So we will be analysing the price of Bitcoin in today's stream. Let's take a look at the biggest winners of the day. We're looking at Avalanche up over 23%. We've got Synthetics up over 15% and Phantom up over 14% there. In terms of biggest losers, we're looking at Binary X, Lido, Polygon and Monero, but those latter two haven't really moved too much. We've seen some big gains within the last couple of weeks, and it is very, very nice to see this back in the markets once again. It feels like the bull market is back. Everybody has a smile on their face and everybody is making money. So it's a brilliant industry to be in right now. Another field of green, says Jason Smith, and Monkey Nut says, loving all the green. Thank you very much for tuning in as always. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Let's see what's going on in the cryptocurrency news today, because we have seen some changes. First of all, Bitcoin has had that massive rally, shocking rally really. We did discuss yesterday and the day before about how Bitcoin was back within this channel, had bounced that level of support, and we were looking back up at that resistance level, but we smashed through that resistance level and we went all the way back up to almost $38,000. Now that is the yearly high for Bitcoin here. We are very close to that range. If we break $38,000 here, we're in for a treat. We are seeing so much excitement within the markets once again. There's very big smiles on our faces today. If we take a look at the weekly chart here, you can see that we have some major levels of support and resistance to be looking at. Let's pull them up quickly before we take a look at the crypto news today. We've got one at $43,000. We've got another which is around that $52,000 range. And we have some at this current level, which I would say lasts all the way up to $39,000. If we manage to rate up above 39,000, then we could be looking at that $43,000 level. So things are heating up, things are getting very exciting, so make sure to stay tuned here. We do these live streams every single weekday and we talk about what's going on in the markets. We talk about why the markets are pumping and why they are dumping and how we can prepare for future price action. So make sure to stay tuned. We also have another member of CSC joining us on these live streams from next week, so make sure to tune in and see what they have to say about the markets as well. We're going to have some differing opinions here on the channel, try and liven it up now. The bull market seems to be in full swing. We want to be taking advantage of that and offering some differing opinions here. Let's take a look at what's going on in the news first of all. We are seeing that the SEC has delayed decisions on the Grayscale and Handex crypto ETF filings. We all know by now Grayscale have been trying to get a spot Bitcoin ETF for a very, very long time. Now, we are waiting to see. Somebody said yesterday that I was shouting, and I do shout a lot on these live streams, so actually I'm going to try and not shout from here onwards, but I'm excited. What we can see here is the SEC have had filing applications from Grayscale. Now, they did reject the application from Grayscale about a year ago now, and then the SEC, and then they went to court with the SEC. The SEC lost that lawsuit, and Grayscale are now the SEC are now re-reviewing Grayscale's ETF application to see if it can be accepted and the GBTC Bitcoin Trust can get transferred into a spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, if that's the case, we're going to see a lot of excitement in the markets. Now, the SEC have deadlines by which they need to decide whether they should accept, reject, or delay these spot Bitcoin ETFs that they have in front of them. They have about 8 to 10 spot Bitcoin ETF applications in front of them. We're talking Blackrock, Grayscale, Fidelity, VanEck. Loads of major institutions in the US have created these filings and put them to the SEC. So what we are seeing is the SEC have chosen to delay their decision to the 1st of January for the Grayscale ETF and for Handex as well. Now, we are seeing Grayscale file for an Ethereum ETF. We've seen Blackrock do similar. So we are looking here more excitement in the markets. And my question here is, if these companies that have applied for spot Bitcoin ETFs are now applying for spot Ethereum ETFs, they must be pretty confident in their spot Bitcoin ETF applications. Why go through all that work twice if you're not pretty confident that they're both going to, that at least the first one's going to be accepted? That's the general consensus that's going around right now. But my question is, let me know in the chat, what's the likelihood that spot Bitcoin ETFs will get accepted? Now, I have just had a conversation with somebody in Crypto Saving Expert about this and the potential impacts of a spot Bitcoin ETF being rejected. Now, there's no guarantee that spot Bitcoin ETFs will launch into the markets. The SEC could find another reason as to why to reject these filings. Now, what would happen to the price of Bitcoin? I personally think it's very dependent on the timing of a rejection. Let's say we get these rejected. If it happens now, it would be so negative for the price of Bitcoin. So many people are currently trying to front run the spot Bitcoin ETF application that they are entering with huge leverage right now, just trying to get in the markets. It's creating FOMO and it's creating a run to the upside. Right now, a lot of anticipation is on the fact that spot Bitcoin ETFs will get accepted. Now, if they get rejected now, we could see a massive fall there, a massive drop in the price of Bitcoin. If it happens in March next year, I think things are different. Yes, I think it would be really negative for the markets. A lot of people are excited about these spot Bitcoin ETFs, but people have the next thing to hope about, and that is the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving is in April next year. Now, the reason a lot of people are most speculative about whether a Bitcoin bull market has actually started at this point in time is because this is earlier to prior bull markets. What we typically see is, yes, a run up before that Bitcoin halving, and then when the Bitcoin halving, it really kicks off. But right now we are still 5-6 months before that Bitcoin halving, so it seems to have shifted a little bit earlier, and that's making people uneasy. If we see a spot Bitcoin ETF rejection now, people are looking at the markets and going, well, we've got another 6 months to wait until the halving anyway, so I just want to get out now and wait and see what happens. Whereas if it happens in February or March, people will go, oh, well, that's a shame. Yes, the markets have come down, but we've still got the excitement about the halving around the corner, so I'm just going to see what happens there. I think the impact of a rejection of spot Bitcoin ETF really depends on the timing and how close it is to the Bitcoin halving, or even, well, it's not going to be after the Bitcoin halving. It's either going to be in January or March, so that's something to be aware of. Now, obviously, I've said many times, I expect spot Bitcoin ETFs to get accepted. It is highly anticipated that they will be accepted. Somebody said in the chat here, spot ETFs are defo coming. I do believe that they will be coming here. I think the SEC have run out of reasons as to why they can't accept these ETF filings, but we do need to be aware that a rejection is possible and it could move the price to the downside. As I've just said, though, I think the impact of that depends on the timing of that, but hopefully we don't need to worry about it. Hopefully in January we do see the acceptance of spot Bitcoin ETFs. That's what a lot of people are anticipating, and if not January, in March. Anyway, let's take a look here what's happened on the speculation of what the SEC were going to do yesterday. That was seen as the reason as to why this $35,000 level held. So we did see the price of Bitcoin plummet 2 days ago. Monkey that says don't trip by the dip. We did see $35,000 hold on that move to the downside, and there was a lot of speculation that level of support was holding due to the anticipation of the SEC having a deadline by which they needed to make the decision about the spot Bitcoin ETF. So we're keeping a close eye on them. I think it's really important to keep a close eye on them there, but we did see the delay of the response from the SEC for now, so we will stay tuned. A lot of people are speculating that we will see the ETF acceptance to be across the board or simultaneously for all of these companies. If that happens, that'd be pretty exciting. Let's take a look at the next article here and see what's going on. The crypto ecosystem could be worth $25 trillion by 2030, according to Cathie Wood. So the ARK Invest CEO likened the emergence of cryptocurrencies to the inception of the internet in the 90s. Cathie Wood, founder and CEO of the leading American investment management firm ARK Invest, has stated that she expects the cryptocurrency industry to be worth trillions of dollars by 2030 due to the pace the ecosystem is growing. Lord Spud says in the chat, like for good luck in your next trade. Yes, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button if you want the cryptocurrency ecosystem to be worth $25 trillion trillion by 2030. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. What we are seeing here is in an interview, Cathie Woods has predicted that the novel sector's market cap would skyrocket from $1.39 trillion to $25 trillion in the next 7 years as Bitcoin and Ether dominate the space. Anyone owning Bitcoin knows this is global. This is not just a US opportunity. It is big. And if you look at both Ether and Bitcoin, our expectation is that the crypto asset ecosystem will be dominated by those two, and that it is going to scale from a little more than $1 trillion today to $25 trillion in 2030 as this new world builds up. Now, this is something that very much is exciting. What we're seeing here is, first of all, the expectation that the industry is going to grow. I think a lot of people that are joining these live streams and watching these live streams every day also can agree with that we are going to see the industry grow. Now, $25 trillion from the current cryptocurrency market cap would be a massive, massive move. We're currently sat at around $1.39 trillion in terms of market cap of crypto. So it would be a massive move, but it'd be brilliant to see. What we're seeing here also within this quote is that she's looking at Bitcoin and Ether leading the way and really dominating the space. Now, this is something I agree with, and this is something that is more of a controversial comment. We see a lot of people talking about different cryptocurrency projects saying this is the Ethereum killer. I personally, and I've said this from the start, don't think Ethereum is going to have a killer. I think it's been around for too long. It's set its name in the sand. People that don't know cryptocurrency know Bitcoin, and if they know Bitcoin, they might know Ethereum. And it tends to be like that. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then the rest. So we have these projects that may have faster transaction speeds, lower transaction fees, maybe more scalable, maybe more interoperable with other networks, but I don't think it matters. Bitcoin and Ethereum have had their name in the stone for so long that it's so hard for another project to come along and take over because they're not the leading players. We've got Bitcoin and Ethereum there, and to take over, I think, is too difficult. And I do think Bitcoin and Ethereum will be dominating the space in years to come. And I think a real problem that we have in the space right now is the fact that we have more and more projects creating the foundations to be a project, but we don't have any kind of developments on that. We've got like the foundation layer is being built, and it's just getting wider and wider and wider instead of getting taller and taller and taller. Now, I do want to see more development of this, but I think as the foundation layer just gets wider and wider and wider, it leaves more scope to just get loads wiped out and end up with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then some of the leading cryptocurrencies that actually have real world utility, and then the rest. I think we are going to see more of a dominant effect with Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the leading altcoins, and really leave all of this foundation work that just keeps getting built and built and built behind. And I think that's important. I think right now there are so many cryptocurrency projects in the space, and some of them are just useless, and it really doesn't give a good reputation for cryptocurrency. It doesn't help take the industry forward. It just is more of the same. So we are seeing here Cathie Woods is bullish on crypto. I certainly am. If you are too, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Monkey Nut says, scared money don't make no money. Yes, that is true. We need to take some risks in crypto. The risks are part of the fun. Let's see what else is going on here. Millions of old crypto wallets are at risk, according to Unciphered. So let's take a look at this quickly. Let's quickly check in with the price of Bitcoin here. On the 1 minute chart, it is soaring here. If we go on to the 5 minute chart, it's having a nice rally right now. We'll keep a close eye on that. Where were we in the news here? Millions of old crypto wallets are at risk, according to Unciphered. So Jason Smith said, you think that Bitcoin and Ethereum could be the Facebook and Instagram of the crypto industry, both clearly here to stay. I agree. I think that there will be others out there, but I just don't think that they'll be able to build the reputation that Bitcoin and Ethereum have had, because they've been around for so long, and people know what they are by now, even if they're not in crypto. Anyway, let's talk about this article. So, crypto security firm Unciphered posted an update to X on Tuesday outlining the potential risk to cryptocurrency stored in old wallets. So Unciphered named the alleged catastrophe in waiting Randstorm and stated it was a vulnerability affecting a significant number of browser-generated cryptocurrency wallets. Randstorm said, so Unciphered linked its full long-winded report on Randstorm and the possible vulnerabilities to aged browser wallets, so that if this does affect you, make sure to check that out. You can see here a list. The vulnerability could affect the following wallets from that period, which used Bitcoin JS. This is between 2011 and 2015. Biggest names on here are BitGo, Blockchain.info, Brain Wallet, CoinPunk. Make sure to check all of those out if you do have one of those wallets, and make sure to keep your cryptocurrency safe. The letter offered, so Unciphered offers ex-Ripple CTO a lifeline. So in October, Unciphered posted an open letter to the former Ripple CTO. The letter offered him the services of the security firm to attempt to regain access to his decade-long locked 7,000 Bitcoin. At the time of the olive branch, Thomas had 2 attempts remaining on his Iron Key hard drive to input the correct password, or he would see the Bitcoins lost forever. Now, they explained that the team had performed practice breaches of Iron Keys to aid Thomas in accessing his Bitcoins after many years. Now, 7,000 Bitcoin, that is not something that you want to lose access to. Let's see what else is going on here in the space. We have here Crypto Bro says waiting for a pullback with buys $29,000. Now, interesting here. Let me know in the chat. Do you think we're going to get down below $30,000 once again? What you can see here is we've seen a strong bounce, a strong level of support there on that previous channel support here at $35,000. I think there's 2 ways to look at this. Monkey Nut says, but what if it doesn't pull back to $29,000? There's 2 ways to look at this. Obviously, it could go up or it could go down. It could get below $30,000 or it could not. And I am very much torn at the moment because the markets are up. As I was saying this morning, Bitcoin is at $37,000. When Bitcoin was at $18,000, sorry, what price point would you have said would have given you? Imagine Bitcoin's at $18,000 now. Imagine we're in December last year and somebody said to you, what price does Bitcoin have to be for you to get confident that the bull market is back? I think I would have said $25,000, $30,000. We are now at $37,000. How much confidence do we need that we are in a bull market? Like, what price point are we going to say, do you know what? We are in a bull market right now. I personally don't think it's a price point. It could be a timing. I think the Bitcoin halving is a good enough indication that a bull market is back if the prices are increasing simultaneously. But it's an interesting question there. And the question is, if the bull market's back, are we likely to hit $30,000? Now, in a bull market, we do not get the luxury of always seeing pullbacks and seeing those moves to the downside. We don't get the luxury of having those opportunities to buy the dip every step of the way. We just get left behind. So it's very hard to anticipate here. At this kind of crucial point, we're on the edge of something. Some people are saying this is a bear market rally. I don't believe this is a bear market rally. I personally don't believe we'll go below $20,000 again. I think a Bitcoin ETF declining could have a significant negative impact on the markets, but I don't think sub 20,000 is likely. It is possible, but it's not likely. I think we could be seeing some big changes here in the markets, and it's very much hard to determine. As I've been saying here for a long time, I find it really difficult now because when Bitcoin was at $18,000, I was going all in. I was saying to my friends, I'm going all in. Now, if people approach me now and say Bitcoin's at $37,000, I want to get in, it's a much more difficult situation. At $18,000, it was an obvious buy to me. At these points of times, it's difficult because, yes, Bitcoin could see a big drop to $30,000. It is possible. I don't think it's likely, but I think it is possible. And with that, you have, at this point in time, it's more of a long game. Bitcoin halving is around the corner. Bull market seems to be back in action. I personally am expecting all-time highs in 2024. But is it going to be an immediate gain? You don't know at this point in time. Everything is more on edge here than at $18,000. At $18,000, there was a floor price there, and it was pretty hard to see us going any lower. But with this, we are in that crucial stage there where I'm just thankful that I've been dollar cost averaging in, taking advantage of any opportunities that we get, buying the dips along the way since down at $16,000 and just riding the waves now and seeing what happens and taking opportunities if we're getting them, but we don't sweat if I don't get them. I feel I'm very not proud. I'm very happy that I've put myself in this position because it's very easy to sit on the sidelines during the bear market and then come to this point in time and be a little bit unsure. But let me know in the chat, what do you think about these markets right now? Monkey Nut says, I was buying from $18,000 down to 15.5k and still buying from there. 35k is cheap. 35k, in my opinion, is cheap here. New article just came through right now, so let's take a look at this. Blackrock files S1 application for its spot Ethereum ETF, making big moves there, trying to get across the line with their spot Ethereum ETF. There are big changes coming in crypto right now. Let's see how this is impacting Ethereum USDT. Let's pull this up. So excitement back in the markets again. If we go to the 5-minute chart, you can see there it's green. It's green. People are anticipating excitement here. We can see on the 1-hour chart here we have a level of resistance. This news is big. We might just see a breakthrough to the upside. So we'll keep an eye on this one. We'll take a look at what happens later in the stream. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm not trading this. Let's see what's going on here. Poloniex is preparing for relaunch following $100 million hack. So Poloniex did get hacked. They offered their hacker a bounty. Let's see what's happened here. So according to a recent announcement by the exchange, the platform is now functioning smoothly and is preparing to reinstate deposit and withdrawal services. So after suffering a $100 million hack, the platform has made substantial progress in restoration efforts. So we can see here that they had the hack. It was highlighted on Twitter by PeckShield. We did see there that the theft was thought to be $60 million in assets, but it was later suggested that it was $126 million in crypto. We are seeing here that we haven't actually got an answer here as to whether the hacker did take the bounty, but the hacker was offered something like a 5% bounty, so they would keep 5 million and the Poloniex would receive 95 million back. So it looks like that's the case, but we can't see that clearly there. Let's see what else is going on here. Monkey Nuts saying to take risks in the chat. Taking risks is fun, but we do have to advise here to be sensible, practice proper risk management, be careful. James says you don't need 1.5x for Jess. I speak so fast when the markets are up. When the markets are down, I'm on here and I like to speak quite slowly. And then when the markets are up, I'm just so excited about what's happening. You'll have to slow me down. Put me on 0.5 and you might be able to understand. Let's see what's going on here. Crypto Bro says, I'm expecting a rejection of the ETF for BTC. As mentioned at the start of this stream, it is possible. There is high anticipation that we are going to see the acceptance of spot Bitcoin ETFs. We are now seeing BlackRock and Grayscale applying for spot Ethereum ETFs. And the question is, why would they do that if they weren't already highly anticipating that their spot Bitcoin ETFs would be accepted? I was talking about the impacts of the rejection of an ETF at the start as well. We can go over that again quickly. I think right now, there's a lot of excitement around spot Bitcoin ETFs. There's a lot of people trying to front run spot Bitcoin ETF acceptance, trying to get in before they actually do get accepted, because it's anticipated that we'd see Bitcoin move to the upside pretty significantly. Now, if they do get rejected in the near future, within the next month, I think that's really negative for the price of Bitcoin. In any scenario, I think it's really negative for the price of Bitcoin. If the spot Bitcoin ETFs do get rejected, but I think it's more negative now than if it happens in March. If it happens in March, yes, there will be more time for anticipation, but we have the next thing to hope about. In Bitcoin, in cryptocurrency right now, there are two major factors that are causing the price to move to the upside. One is the spot Bitcoin ETFs, and two is the Bitcoin halving coming very, very soon in April 2024. Now, let's see what's going on here. BlackRock has officially filed for a spot Ethereum ETF. Ethereum is probably soaring right now. We can see here. Do you know what? It's not moving as fast as I thought it was going to be here. Let's take a look. Let me finish what I was saying there. So what I was saying was, we've got the two things that are causing the price to move to the upside right now. We've got the spot Bitcoin ETFs and we've got the Bitcoin halving that's anticipated to be in April 2024. Now, if we get the problem with the markets right now, and the reason as to why we're at $37,000 for Bitcoin and people are still uncertain as to whether the bull market has arrived, is because this is happening earlier than usual when it comes to the 4-year cycles. Usually the bull market starts just prior to the Bitcoin halving. We see a nice rally prior to the halving of people trying to front run the halving. Then we see a little bit of a decline over the halving period. And then we see the real bull market. That's what we've seen in the cycles previously. But this time, because of the because of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, it's kind of shifted a little bit earlier. We are early into this front running because people are trying to front run the spot Bitcoin ETFs and the Bitcoin halving. Now, if the Bitcoin ETFs get rejected now, people are going to look at the markets and say, we're too early. We've got another 6 months to the Bitcoin halving. I don't want to wait that long. I'm out. But if it happens in March, people are going to look and go, oh, do you know what? That's such a shame. The markets have moved to the downside, but the Bitcoin halving is around the corner. And I think that little glimmer of hope is something that traders hold on to. Traders always, if a trade goes against a trader, they always try and look for another reason as to why they were right. And the Bitcoin halving could do that. So it could have a much less negative impact on the markets if it were to get declined in March than if it were to get declined now, in my opinion. But as I said, I am expecting the ETFs to get accepted. So this is all a hypothetical scenario anyway. Let's see here. Monkey Nut says, if I missed the live stream, I watched Jess in 1.5 just for a laugh. I don't think I'd be able to understand myself at that point. I speak so fast all of the time. Let's see what's going on here. I'm expecting a rejection of the ETF for Bitcoin. Life is living and you have to take risks, but sensible risks, or it's boring. Don't take too much of a risk. If you lose all of your portfolio, it's not a fun time. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. Let's see what's going on here in the next article, and then we'll analyze the price of Bitcoin after we've got through these last news articles here. Exploiting Solana's Saga phone may put assets at risk. So the alleged vulnerability makes it easy for assets to be accessed in under 1 minute. Massive problem there. We're also seeing the SEC filed 784 enforcements in 2023, resulting in $5 billion in fines. We've got $199 million worth of Matic distributed to 70 addresses, almost half sent to centralized exchanges. So the significant amount of Matic was sent from the ecosystem growth address. According to Woo Blockchain, Matic was distributed from the Polygon ecosystem growth address to 70 other wallets. The transactions can be seen exiting the ecosystem growth wallet into the receiving addresses on the Ethereum network. Let's take a look at this. $74.9 million sent to centralized exchanges. Matic finding resistance after a rally there. So we are seeing what's going on with Matic. All the altcoins have been performing very well. It's been very nice to see. Cryptic Sniper says, thanks for the update, Jess. Will TMG be doing more updates over the coming weeks? Yes, he will. I was speaking to him about his YouTube channel on Monday, and he was very excited because he's bringing some newness to that Martini guy's channel, and I believe he's been doing TMG trades videos every day as well. So if you don't follow his second channel, make sure to do so as well. But more that Martini channel that Martini channel main video channels coming soon, I believe. He was very excited about that. So make sure to stay tuned. We've got here South Korean pension fund buys almost $20 million Coinbase stock. So the National Pension Service in South Korea, the third largest pension fund in the world, has purchased Coinbase stock, getting exposure to the cryptocurrency markets. This is exactly what we want to see. Crypto Bro says, if Bitcoin hits $1 million before 2030, will you marry me? I would have done if you weren't negative about the spot Bitcoin ETFs, but since you were, no. Let's see what else is going on here. James says money is just going from back and forth from Btc to ETH and has been for 2 years. Let's take a look at that quickly. We're through the cryptocurrency news today. If you wanted to see more about the cryptocurrency news, go on to cryptosavingexpert.com, the best cryptocurrency news website out there. We do the latest cryptocurrency news guides, courses, education platform, A to Z there. We've got market data. You can create a free account and create a portfolio here so you can track your favorite cryptocurrencies all in one place. We've got a deals tab, we've got the merch store, we've got a lot of things about the crypto space, and on this merch store we've got some good deals going on right now. And don't forget, Black Friday is around the corner, so jump on these early bird deals here, and we've got some nice Bitcoin posters there as well. In fact, I still haven't put up, I've got one of these Bitcoin logo neon signs, and I've not put mine up yet, but it's going to go on the wall behind me, so make sure to stay tuned, and I'll put that up over the weekend probably, if I remember, but I have been saying that for about 2 months. But it does look really cool. It's just kind of stood up against the wall for now, but it'll go on the wall behind me at some point. These wax melts as well, let's talk about those quickly. We've got candles here, and we've got Bitcoin wax melts on the Crypto Saving Expert merch store. If I can put this into focus here, let's see if we can do that. There you go. You can see these are the wax melts. There you go. They've got so much detail on them. I get the scent Chad, and they smell so good. So you can put them in like a little thing with a candle underneath. You can buy these on the merch store as as well. You can buy a whole bundle where you get a couple of scents, I think. But my favorite scent is Chad. So my wax melts smell like Chad. My car smells like Chad because I've got the car air fresheners. So make everything smell of Chad and I'll be happy. Let's see what's going on here. Cryptic Sniper says, Sol seems to be taking a lot of ETH's limelight over the last 6 weeks. I feel like it is holding back a lot of the altcoins. Let's see what's going on here. Cryptic Bro, there are a large fair value gap around $29,000 on the daily for Bitcoin. Lord Spud said Chad smell lol. If you go to the logos, not into the logos, onto the candles or onto the wax melts or onto the air fresheners, you get to pick the flavors here. So there's 3 scents. So flavors? No, that doesn't sound good. There's 3 scents here on the website. So Chad is the one that I like the most. New Lambo is nice and GM Crypto is nice too. But I like Chad. Get Chad. But don't get Chad, because if you sell out Chad, I won't be allowed to steal any more Chad from the stock that we have. So get the other cents instead. Let's see what else is going on. Let's go back to crypto. If you want more crypto news, go to cryptosavingexpert.com. I'll drop the link in the live chat. But let's go on to the prices. Let's take a look at the charts and see what's going on there. Ethereum is moving to the upside. Fresh air smells lovely. Let's see what's going on here. We have Ethereum on the hourly chart moving to the upside. I have a level of resistance here at $2,100. I do that every single time. That's been something that I've messed up since I started my YouTube channel in 2020. Every single time I switch from Bitcoin to Ethereum, I forget that Ethereum is like 10 times less the size of Bitcoin. So, well, not 10 times less, $10,000, like, you know what I mean. What we've got here is Ethereum having a level of resistance at $2,103, but it's moving to the upside because BlackRock have officially filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF. I think the price action here is really interesting. I think a lot of people will have jumped into longs very, very quickly off the back of this news. As I was saying this morning in a call, and someone from Crypto Saving Expert, when the XRP news came out, there was fake news that an XRP spot ETF had been created by BlackRock. I was pretty disappointed. Now, I think that spot Bitcoin ETF is exciting, spot Ethereum ETF is exciting, but if we just see this for the entire cryptocurrency market, I think it dilutes the importance of a spot Bitcoin ETF. So I was quite happy to see that that wasn't a real thing right now. In the future, yes, I think it will be important to get exposure to the entire crypto space through ETFs would be brilliant for investors, but I want to see Bitcoins go live first, and then we can start to work on the rest of the cryptocurrency space here. What we can see here is, let's go to Bitcoin USDT and then we'll take a look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has broken above from this. It was in this channel and then it broke up above it. It was using the level of resistance as a support. Then it broke down below it. It used the support as a support. And now we are in this range here. Now we've got this previous level of resistance that can act as a support at $37,000 currently. We've got the yearly high at $38,000. It would be brilliant to break to the upside there. Whether it will happen today, who knows? Maybe next week we will be looking at that, but we'll have to stay tuned. So make sure to tune into these live streams every day. What we've got here is on the weekly chart some major levels of support and resistance to be watching out for. We've got a level of resistance at $39,300. This has been used as a resistance in the previous Bitcoin bull run. And then we've got one at $43,000 and we've got one at $52,000 and of course one all the way up at $69,000. So hopefully one day we will be breaking up and looking at those higher levels, but right now Bitcoin is looking good. Bitcoin has had a little bit of a shakeout for those long traders, which it always likes to do. Bitcoin takes the path of most pain. We've seen that shakeout for long traders, an opportunity to buy the dip, and now we are at these high levels and hopefully we will be seeing a new yearly high very soon. Let's take a look at Ethereum BTC quickly and see what's going on there before we shut off today's stream. We can see here, Ethereum BTC. Ethereum is doing well right now on the 1 hour chart because what's happened is an Ethereum ETF application from BlackRock. You can see here on the daily chart, it's not been performing too well. We did have this descending channel since the start of 2023, since the I would say the last quarter of 2022, we've been seeing Bitcoin outperform Ethereum when this chart's going to the downside. Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. What we've seen here is we've seen a massive tumble here on this chart. Yes, the anticipation of a spot Ethereum ETF did create a little bit of a bounce there. And yes, we are seeing this application for a spot Ethereum ETF from Blackrock create a little bit of a bounce. But overall, Bitcoin has been outperforming Ethereum. This is something that we did anticipate here on the channel. This is something that I have prepared for with my cryptocurrency portfolio. And I am now looking to see, because as I was saying earlier, the Bitcoin bull market, if this is the bull market, has come earlier than in previous cycles. So the question is this going to be able to hold until that Bitcoin halving, which is in April? A lot of people are speculating on the length of this bull market, if this is the start of the bull market, because we've started earlier. Typically, the bull market starts just a couple of months before the Bitcoin halving, and this one is anticipated to be in April 2024. So we've started about 7 months before the Bitcoin halving here. In fact, even more than that. So with that shift earlier, there's a little bit more uncertainty about the cycles. So we are seeing here some changes. Now, initially, my plan was to diversify at around the Bitcoin halving, but with that shift and with that news coming a little bit earlier, I'm going to start looking at the possibility of diversifying as soon as we do see, fingers crossed, the acceptance of a spot Bitcoin ETF or a decision being made. As I always say, I would much prefer to hold Bitcoin when things are going bad and hold altcoins when things are going good. So in a bear market, it's much easier for me personally to be holding on to Bitcoin, and that is why throughout the bear market and through that period of uncertainty, I was just buying Bitcoin. And now we are seeing some changes. We're seeing some more positive news in the market. We are seeing some excitement and coins moving to the upside. We're seeing altcoins performing incredibly well, so we are seeing that excitement there. I don't want to FOMO into this, but we are seeing some nice moves, and I want to be able to take advantage of that and diversify before it's too late. But obviously, we don't want to just get FOMO and diversify. We want to make sure it's the right time. So I always make sure to be looking at the altcoins versus Bitcoin charts, not the altcoin USD chart, because I want to increase my Bitcoin holdings, not my US dollar holdings at this point in time, because I am bullish on Bitcoin. Let's take a look here on the chat. Monkeynut says, Crypto Degens, smash the like button. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. That is all we have for today's stream, so thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I hope you have enjoyed. Please like today's stream. Thank you very much for watching.